In today's episode of English Podcast Galaxy, you'll first listen to 4 English learners from around the world. They could all understand English very well, but they couldn't speak it, at least not at first. You'll hear how they felt and what simple thing finally helped them start talking. After that, I'll explain exactly why this problem happens and what you can do to fix it. So, let's begin. Hi, my name is Diego. I'm from São Paulo, Brazil. I could understand English songs very well. I watched football interviews and knew all the words. But when my friend from Canada visited, I couldn't talk. I felt embarrassed. He spoke fast, and I only smiled and said, yes, yes. After he left, I decided to change. I started recording myself on my phone, just talking about my day for 1 minute. Then I listened to my recording. Wow, my pronunciation was strange. So I listened to the same words from native speakers and repeated them. Every week, I made a new recording. I could hear my progress. It became like a diary, my English diary. After 3 months, I met my friend again. And this time, I talked a lot. My secret is simple. Record and repeat. Don't be afraid to hear your voice. When you listen to yourself, you learn faster. Hi, my name is Maria. I'm from Madrid, Spain. For many years, I learned English in school. I was a good student. I always got high marks. I understood my teacher's songs and movies. But when I tried to speak, nothing came out. I felt shy. My hands shook. My face turned red. I wanted to say something, but my tongue didn't move. One day, I watched a YouTube video from English Podcast Galaxy about a method called shadowing. It said, listen and repeat at the same time. I thought, okay, I can try this. Every morning, I listened to short clips, 5 or 10 seconds. I played the line and repeated it again and again. At first, I made mistakes and sounded strange. But after 1 week, my mouth moved faster. After 2, I felt stronger. I didn't translate anymore. The words came out like music. One morning at work, a tourist asked me for directions in English. And guess what? I answered easily. I was so happy I almost cried. Now I shadow every day. Even 10 minutes helps me. It connects my ears, my brain, and my mouth. My tip is simple. Shadow short sentences every day. Don't wait for perfect grammar. Just listen and repeat. Soon, English will start to flow. Hi everyone, my name is Arif. I live in Dhaka, Bangladesh. I started learning English when I was at school. I watched English movies and listened to songs. I could understand almost everything. But when I wanted to speak, I froze. My tongue felt heavy. I thought too much. One day, I watched an interview with a football player. I liked how he spoke, fast but clear. I thought, maybe I can sound like that too. So I tried something new. I called it my imitation diary. Every evening, I chose one short video, sometimes from English Podcast Galaxy, sometimes from YouTube. I listened to it 2 or 3 times, then pressed record on my phone and tried to copy exactly what I heard. I didn't read any text. I just copied the rhythm, the sound. The emotion. After 1 month of doing this 5 minutes a day, I joined an English speaking club online. I still made mistakes, but I spoke more naturally. People said my accent sounded smooth. Now I do my imitation diary every day before bed. It helps me relax and keeps my English alive. My message is simple. Don't only listen, imitate. Don't wait for a partner. Record yourself. Be your own teacher. Hello, I'm Kenji. I live in Osaka, Japan. I've watched English movies since high school. I understand almost everything when I read subtitles. But when I speak, my brain becomes slow. I always think first in Japanese, then try to change it to English. It takes too long. People look at me, and I forget what I wanted to say. One day, My English teacher told me, stop translating. Think in English. It sounded impossible, but I decided to try in the morning. I said small things in my head. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making coffee. Soon, it became a habit. After a few weeks, English thoughts came naturally, faster and easier. Now, I practice this every morning while listening to English Podcast Galaxy. It keeps my brain in English mode. So, as you heard from Diego, Maria, Arif, and Kenji, they all started the same way. They could understand English, but couldn't speak it. The secret wasn't grammar or memorization, it was simple daily practice. Record, shadow, imitate, think in English. Try one of these methods today, and you'll start feeling the difference too. This is English Podcast Galaxy, helping you speak English confidently and naturally, one story at a time. I'm going to walk. On the train, I looked around and described what I saw. The boy is playing a game. The woman is reading. At first, it felt strange. But after some weeks, English started to live inside my mind. I didn't need to translate anymore. When I spoke, the words came faster. Now I can talk with foreign friends online. Sometimes I make mistakes, but I can keep the conversation going. So my technique is simple. Think in English even for just 2 minutes a day. Describe your world in simple words. Soon, you'll start to feel English, not just study it. Hi everyone, my name is Sarah. I live in Isfahan, Iran. I started learning English when I was a teenager. I loved it very much. I watched English movies with subtitles. I understood my teacher and most of what I heard. But when I wanted to speak, I couldn't. The words were in my head, but they didn't come out. One night, I tried something new. I stood in front of the mirror and started talking to myself in English. I called it my mirror talk method. At first, I said small things like, "Hi, how are you today? I feel tired but happy." I looked at my face. I washed my mouth. I pretended I was talking to a friend. Then, I added more details. Today, I went shopping. I bought apples and tea. I asked myself questions and answered them aloud. After 2 weeks, something changed. I stopped thinking in Persian. The sentences came faster and easier. Sometimes I even smiled while speaking English. My message is simple. Don't wait for someone to talk to you. Use the mirror. The mirror is your best partner. Talk to it every day, and soon you'll talk to everyone. All right, now let's talk about why this happens. When you listen to English, your brain is working in a passive way. It's like sitting in the passenger seat of a car. You're moving, but you're not driving. You hear the sounds, you recognize the words. You understand the meaning. That's great. But speaking is active. It's like driving the car yourself. You have to control everything: words, grammar, pronunciation. All at once, so when you understand but can't speak, it usually means your input is strong. But your output, your speaking, hasn't had enough practice. You've trained your ears, but not your mouth. The first truth is simple. You understand English because you've heard it a lot. You can't speak because you haven't used it enough. The second reason is fear. Many learners are afraid to make mistakes. You might think, what if I sound stupid? What if people laugh at me? That fear stops your brain from sending words to your mouth. Your body freezes. Remember this, even native speakers make mistakes all the time. Small errors are part of natural conversation. Fluency is built not through perfection, but through practice. So don't wait for perfect grammar. Wait for connection. If the other person understands you, you're already successful. The third reason is translation. Many learners think in their native language first, and then try to change the sentence into English. But English sentences don't always follow the same order or logic. While you're thinking, the conversation moves on. To fix this, you need to start thinking directly in English. Start small. When you wake up, describe your morning. I'm getting up, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm making coffee. When you go out, describe what you see. The sky is blue. There's a man walking his dog. The bus is late. You can do this silently in your mind. No one will notice. The more you think in English, the faster your brain connects ideas and words. You stop translating and you start communicating. And finally, the simplest reason of all, you don't speak enough. Most learners spend hours reading and listening, but very little time talking. You can't become a good swimmer by watching videos about swimming. You have to get in the water. Speaking works the same way. You need to open your mouth even when you're alone. That's why the techniques you heard today, recording, shadowing, imitating thinking in English, and mirror talking, are so powerful they help you practice speaking, not just studying. So here's your challenge from English Podcast Galaxy. Pick one of these techniques today and try it for just 5 minutes. Record yourself, talk to the mirror, or describe your surroundings in English. You'll be amazed at how quickly your speaking starts to flow. Remember, fluency isn't about perfection. It's about practice, connection, and confidence. This is English Podcast Galaxy, helping you speak English confidently and naturally. One story at a time. You can practice by talking to yourself in English about your day, reading a short text aloud, or recording your voice for 1 minute and listening back. Even 5 minutes of speaking every day is more powerful than 2 hours of silent study. The next reason you may understand English but can't speak fluently is simple. You haven't repeated the words enough to use them automatically. Understanding a word once is not enough. You need to hear it, read it, say it, and write it many times before it becomes natural. Repetition is the bridge from understanding to fluency. So, you'll learn a new word or phrase, say it out loud 3 or 4 times, make a short sentence. Use it in real life. Your goal is not just to know the word. It's to own it. There's also something called active listening. Passive listening is when you play English in the background while cooking, cleaning, or walking. That's fine, but it doesn't make you fluent. Active listening means focusing and repeating what you hear. It's what we call shadowing. You listen to a native speaker and repeat exactly what they say, their rhythm, their tone, their stress. For example, if you hear, "How's it going?" you repeat immediately, "How's it going?" This connects your ears to your mouth. It helps you feel the music of English. Now, sometimes the problem isn't fear or grammar. It's speed. Your listening brain and your speaking brain are like 2 teams. One receives information, the other produces it. At first, these 2 teams don't work well together. When someone asks you a question, you understand it. Your listening team is fast. But your speaking team needs more time to find the words. That delay is normal. The more you practice both skills together, the faster your brain will switch from understanding to speaking. This is why conversation practice, even short ones, helps so much. Every time you use English, that bridge between the 2 teams gets stronger now. Some people say, "I'm just not good at languages." But that's not true. Speaking is not about talent, it's about habit. If you speak a little English every day, you will speak naturally one day. Fluency doesn't come in one big moment. It grows quietly, step by step, through small, daily actions. Listening, repeating, thinking in English, and never giving up, even if you only talk to yourself. You're building the muscles for fluency. So, my friend, if you understand English but can't speak yet, remember, there is nothing wrong with you. You just need time. You just need practice. You just need courage. Your brain already knows the language. Now it's time to let your mouth join the team. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start speaking today, to yourself, to your phone, to your friends, to anyone, because the only way to learn speaking is to speak. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of English Podcast Galaxy. I'm Tom, and I believe you can do it. Keep speaking, keep learning, and keep your English shining like a galaxy, bright, alive, and unstoppable. Bye for now.